And she prayed and she made a vow. She made a vow pledging to give the Lord her son in return for God's favor in giving her that son.
Amen.
That is a mother's love.
Amen.
She couldn't have children because she was fertile. She was infertile, so she couldn't have children. Mm-hmm. But yet she didn't stop asking the Lord. She went and asked him, Lord, I will give him to you all the days of his life if you just give me the son. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. Amen.
Amen.
And then you have to note how humble she was and how submissive she was in calling herself a maid servant. She knew that she was in the presence of her superior sovereign God. Amen.
Amen.
Hannah had requested the special attention and care from the Lord when she said, remember me. Mm-hmm. She even made a vow of a Nazarite, which stating, no razor shall come upon his head. Mm-hmm. As she continued to pray, her lips moved, but there was no sound. Amen. Mm-hmm. But out of her, she spoke it in her heart. Mm-hmm. Now, Eli the priest, he had supposed that she was drunk, being her voice was not heard. But then we must remember in public, in Israel, when you were in public prayer, it was usually where you could be heard. Amen.
Amen.
So he tells her, how long will you be drunk? Put your wine away from you. Now I'm sure some women probably would have let him have an earful, especially if they had not been drinking. Amen. But Hannah, she responded by letting him know that she was of a sorrowful spirit and she had poured out her soul to the Lord. Amen. Eli then tells her to go in peace, and the God in Israel grant your petition you asked of him. Mm-hmm. And she responds, let your maidservant find favor in your sight. Yeah. She goes away, and she eats, and she no longer has that sad countenance. Her face is no longer sad. Mm-hmm. Now as we go on further into verses 19 through 28, Hannah does finally have a son, and she calls him Samuel. She did consider her vow to the Lord, and did all that she had spoken to the Lord. And see, when Samuel was weaned, Hannah went with her to the house of the Lord in Shiloh, and there she took 3 bulls, 1 ephah of flour, and a skin of wine. Now I'm gonna tell you that right there, and the sacrifice